Hey, what's up everyone, Bubblekings here, and today we're going to be talking about how good is Surprise Attack. So, if you played on the latest patch, you've probably seen a lot of Skye's running Surprise Attack, and it turns out Surprise Attack is actually pretty good on this patch. So, why is Surprise Attack all of a sudden so good? So, in the recent patch, Surprise Attack got a buff, which now allows it to work with all stealth breaks. This means it now works with cards like Emergency Exit, Spectre, and Cloak to allow you to get multiple stacks of Surprise Attack off at once by going in and out of stealth. Skye is also able to easily flank people with her stealth, which is incredibly hard to detect in the game at the moment, and this allows her to get easy kills or just even harass the enemy backline. Now, this wouldn't be too bad if it was putting her at risk, like if she had to go stealth in and she had to put herself in danger by coming out behind enemy lines with Surprise Attack. However, at the moment, she has a lot of cards that save her by putting her in stealth, or just reduce the duration, the cooldown of stealth in general, which means you sort of have to try and burst her down in a short amount of time that she's not in stealth. And this is actually really hard at the moment because there's not too many characters that have insane amount of burst, unless you're versing another Skye probably. And this means that she usually can just stealth away when she gets low, and with veterans you can just really easily heal back up to full life. This ability to easily harass or kill the enemy's backline with little to no counterplay for the enemy to deal with Skye makes her a very oppressive character, especially against unorganized groups who can't really keep track of her position and warn others on the team where she's going to be. So how can they fix this? We currently have a lot of ways to counter Surprise Attack and dot damage in general. There is a common card Sterilize, which reduces dot duration by 50%. There are class cards like Ruckus's Purge that reduce dot duration even further. However, we don't really see many people pick up these cards, even though Skye with Surprise Attack is such a huge threat in this patch. This is because we are limited to 3 common deck slots, which makes it really hard to create a deck to counter every situation. You need a deck to counter tanks, you need one for different roles, such as tanks and damage dealers, and so forth, and we are unable to change these cards in-game, in the champ select and we have to try and predict what we're going to go up against before we even get into champ select, which is why people sort of create suboptimal common decks that can be used against a wide range of heroes instead of focusing on countering certain things. Now, they could just give us more deck slots, which would help. However, that could just get complicated where you need to have like 50 or so deck slots and you're going to be scrolling trying to find out which deck is a counter to the certain comp you're versing, and it just gets crazily out of hand. I think the more obvious solution is having the ability to alter your cards in Champ Select like we used to have in previous patch before the new deck system came out. So if we could alter the cards, you could modify your deck to counter the enemy comp in Champ Select, and this means that people could use Sterilize to counter Skye's dot damage from Surprise Attack and Poison Bolt, and they could just sub it in when they're going up against a Skye. They could also fix Surprise Attack by reducing the ways Skye has to proc stealth on herself, which in turn allows her to proc Surprise Attack. Currently, the stealth mechanic is very hard to counter in the game, as there's not many ways to reveal Skye once she's in stealth. They should give other characters like Grok and stuff cards which can reveal stuff, like for example Grok's Totem reveals stealth in a large radius around it, stuff like that. This could add some counterplay to Surprise Attack by allowing characters to take her out of stealth before she can proc her Surprise Attack, which will reduce her damage significantly. Another way they could nerf Surprise Attack without hurting its identity too much would be to, instead of allowing multiple Surprise attacks to stack, they would instead just refresh the duration of the attack. So say the duration only has 1 second left on it. If you hit him again with Surprise Attack, it goes back up to 3. And this will reduce the potential burst of the attack while keeping the theme of dot damage still there. So what do you guys think? Overall, I think it would be interesting to see how they go around balancing this card in the future. It's a very oppressive type of playstyle for Skye, especially against new players and in solo queue where the enemy teams aren't organized. So I think they might just nerf it a bit too much, just so we don't see it sort of discouraging people from playing the game just because they get really annoyed versing Skye, and especially stealth characters in general. And yeah, I hope they actually don't nerf it into the ground though, because I think it's a interesting way to play. I hope they just add counters to it, like ways to reveal her outer stealth. Some sort of counterplay, instead of just nerfing into the ground, and sort of like a band-aid fix, if you will. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.